NIGMA now does with this advantage. It's about a minute later. Potom stayed mid, hit mid a little bit. Well, because of that kill, now they get across the map, knowing their opponent's teamfight is weaker. They don't have Golem. They dive, get a kill. They end up taking a tier 1 tower. And then afterwards, they start invading the enemy tri-camp. Getting 1 kill makes a huge difference. So if your lineup does resolve or surround getting a kill like this, and your observer ward gets spotted when you're smoking, this is going to give NIGMA a much easier time to initiate. Here's the first burrow strike, arrows coming to follow up, but that gets removed, so the follow-up stun happens. And now we basically see Sand King as a problem in this lineup here. He's a great hero for initiating, and if you can stay alive and continue Sandstorm, it's not bad. But if you get focused immediately afterwards, you're going to have a really, really bad time. He gets killed at the start of almost all of these team fights. I can maybe criticize his talent choice at 10 as well. He went for the epicenter damage. Some of the better Sand Kings I've been seeing have been going for health consistently for moments like that, because it might keep you alive long enough to get you more experience and to snowball into more advantage. Here's another initiation. They almost caught Miracle here, but he was playing extremely safe, did the silence, did the phase shift here again. He's going to get counter initiated on. Another thing I feel like they maybe could have used was a Force Staff. Would have been really nice against Tusk. Both cases in these last fights, Sand King gets separated after a faulty initiation, and he has no way to survive. He had to get Yule's Scepter to protect himself a little bit, but maybe if his Mirana had gone Force Staff and then gone Solar Crest, or gone Medallion Force, then finished Solar Crest, they would have been in a better place, because the problem wasn't necessarily making PA strong. It was more about they weren't able to keep Sand King alive in these initiations, which meant that the fights were basically just over. He was a burrow strike, and that was about it. Here's another initiation in the late game box. Getting way too greedy, going for this melee creep here. It gives NIGMA a chance to initiate. The burst damage comes through, arrow misses, and even though Meke is super farm this game, they just never really got the right targets to win a fight convincingly, and NIGMA eventually pulls out the win.
They pull out the win, they force the third game, and that game too indeed gave a lot of food for thought for Team Liquid and their staff. We got a lot of work for the coaches to do, I would imagine. We're going to find out if all that work's paying off, because Game 3 around the corner. Stay tuned, short break. We'll be back with the draft.
We're so connected, even though oceans apart. You are the person I call home. Need to be near you to feel closer to your heart. Without you, there's no place to go. I don't know where I end or where you start, because I just want to be one. I need for you to know that from the sun.
deciding game between Team NIGMA and Team Liquid. Will Team Liquid finally get a win on the board, or will Team NIGMA remain undefeated? That's what we're here to find out. Of course, we might also be finding out in retrospect who's going to TI and who's not. It could very well be that a lot is riding on this series in particular, and this third game is all the more important. I'm here with T, here with Kyle, and we are in the draft for this third game. So I want to hear you guys talk Dota, please. Thank you.
Well, we get a run back. I think Liquid make a good move here going for the Tiny instead of the Sand King. It's so much easier to fit into their drafts. Taiga can play it. Sand King 4 just isn't good. Tiny 4 can get some work done, and of course, they can always be core.
Yeah, and of course, in the previous game, we didn't actually really mention it, but the idea of Sand King playing mid, it was not because Liquid wanted to, but it was a necessity. When NIGMA picks an Abaddon to counter the Sand King Mirana lane, you have to remove those two heroes from the same lane, otherwise you will just give complete free farm.
Yep.
Team Liquid turn to ban.
Picks an Abaddon to counter the Sand King Mirana lane, you have to remove those two heroes from the same lane, otherwise you will just give complete free farm. So it was Liquid's idea of, haha, you might pick Abaddon, but we've now one-upped you with this, but again, it just never really kind of came into effect, and it was Liquid being forced to move around heroes away from a draft that they really wanted to bring out in game 2.
Yeah, it's also just a product of how broken Beastmaster is. You got to take Wisp out of the hands of this lineup. You have to ban Beastmaster because of the patch, but you keep giving away Tusk. And
well, this is the unfortunate thing, I think, when a new patch comes through and you find like the broken hero, the fact that we haven't had a patch to bring it back down to kind of a realistic level.
well, we tried. It was tweaked.
We need more. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think realistically, we need a C patch just to remove Beastmaster, because the fact that we do have whoever is first pick, the other team has to ban Beastmaster.
Yeah.
That does devalue drafting a little bit.
We haven't had anything like that for a while. Since TI5.
I know, but
it was like let's ban every game.
But that's what's amazing, that we are like, I feel like one hero away from it being pretty good, right?
Yep.
That's like how amazing a C patch would be to kind of the scene right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would agree, because the games are great. I think that everything's just at the right spot. Activity is promoted. If you look at the previous lineup, I think Liquid's fatal flaw was, I think Pat Purge did a good job explaining, but they couldn't take objectives after fights. They could get kills, they blow huge cooldowns, but then they can't walk into Roche. They can't go for towers. The draft needed so much time to come online, and right now, Dota, you got to get advantage from your team fights. You can't just go back to farm woods.
Yeah, it's like the post-fight, what do? You know, do you take more fights? Do you take objectives? Or do you, when you have a draft that is so kind of on all of that, it is a bit difficult for
I love these bans from NIGMA. They're just straight up getting rid of win conditions. The Slardar specifically, I think Liquid just feel more confident when Boxy's playing this hero, because it also alleviates any fears they have about going into the late game. It makes Roche, especially as the Radiant side, so much easier to take.
That reminds me, Team Liquid hasn't played Radiant side yet in this series, and they normally are the team that prefers Dire every single time.
What would they have chosen then?
We will not know. Ever.
You won't be able to see on the third game. We'll go back to coin toss, Carl, so you probably won't see any text evidence if you're walking over to the lobby. He's looking
over to the lobby.
Liquid chose Radiant.
How do you
How do you know that?
I'm looking at it. You guys, NIGMA won the coin toss, and they chose first pick. Liquid chose Radiant.
All right. Thank you for that.
No worries. I think that there's that was the most frustrating thing as a drafter, was this idea that you had to go into the final deciding game not knowing what side or pick you would be. So you have to develop two different concepts based on who wins the coin toss.
Dire team pick.
Yeah. Enchantress coming out.
I'm really happy to see this, just because when they first played up in their first series against Alliance, we saw how tanky a position for Enchantress can become.
Yeah.
We were skeptical, where's their front line? What's this? And suddenly you have this solar crest, you have this hood or whatever on this, Bambi going in first. It's disgustingly tanky.
Is it a dangler?
It
Carrot on
with
the stick?
some items.
It's the carrot.
It can.
The
Dangling
carrot.
can be done. Just in case you're not aware of the term, it simply means you stand up in front, you soak a couple spells, and you unlock the fight for the rest of your team.
Surprised they went for a Pugna, though. I mean, it gives you burst damage. The decrep, I'm overrating. The decrep can be purged off by the enchant of Ench, but At the same time, tons of burst damage. Really annoying to
10
play into
seconds
Netherward as
remaining.
both of these ranged int heroes on the side of Liquid.
I guess the key thing here for
5
Liquid is
seconds
simply
remaining.
it doesn't feel like there's any flexibility with their picks now. It just feels like the Ench is the 4, the Tiny is the mid. So this most likely will just be the boxy hero with a last pick for the carry to try and get that big win condition.
Yeah. Knowing Liquid, Mars is a possibility, but I'm not a huge fan of it here.
When they last picked Enchantress, it was with a Void Spirit in both games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Void Spirit on the off lane for bot.
I think that's probably a
And
great
that's not
route
too
then.
bad because it does then flex into more of like, it could be the safe, they could make some Liquid stuff.
Oh, yeah, and whenever you're playing against Pugna and Puck, like the name of the game is get on top of them, specifically this Pugna. Going all the way back to, watching the TI9 True Side, Kuro just telling his team desperately, like, kill Pugna, find Jerax. It's the same deal here, whether or not it is a core or support. So yeah, Void Spirit all the way. Anything that has a point and click stun, preferably with as much reach as
Yeah,
possible.
I actually like the Void Spirit even more here, just for the idea of Tusk. You do have a way to get away from him, dissimulate. So yeah, I'm a big fan if they pick Void Spirit.
You always second guess yourself though in this position.
Well, they're spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
They're clearly
Well,
not
it's 'cause-
second guessing, but cementing the view.
They just did it, right? So
That's true.
Kuro's going to have that scouting report. You got to figure they'll have some
All right, new
information.
plan.
And also, then you get to a point where it's like, where's the Tiny going? Where's the Edge going? Suddenly you have 3 flex heroes, and it gets kind of complicated to
I
make the.
I still think it's pretty set in stone. Like Tiny is the mid, Ench is the 4. This is I don't think flexibility is the issue here. It's just kind of like, what is our plan here? Like, let's say we do pick this hero. When are we winning this game? Like, we have a Warlock 5 for great team fight. We don't really do building damage. We can kind of kill them. We can't really do Roshan. Like, there is a lot of question marks right now with these initial heroes. Okay, and then they go for the Mars. Like,
I'm not sold on it. It's another.
it's okay. So this entire series, Liquid's approach to it is just simply, we want to have the team fight to deal with the aggression that Kuroki clearly stated in one of his interviews of, like, we want to play
10
quick, we want to play
seconds
fast.
remaining.
How'd you beat that? You just have the overwhelming team fight, you pressure them at objectives. Game 2, that
5
never really came into
seconds
play
remaining.
because they did just kind of lose their lanes and, it was too quick for them. So Liquid clearly has an approach to the series, and after a loss, they aren't changing that up. They are still sticking to their guns, and that's why they are picking these kind of bigger AoE heroes, or at least we're seeing the Warlock in all 3 games.
Yeah, team fight control.
Is there any, Lifesteal Advance, so Juggernaut is obviously available if they wanted to go for the anti-Mars hero. It might not feel that nice into an Enchantress, constantly being poked.
I don't think you mind. You have so much kill threat, and no interrupt exists at the moment, with the exception of Golem for BKB channeling.
Dire
You don't
team
want Slark. Judge is just so safe.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dispel for the Fatal
Yeah,
Bond.
that's not-
Really good against Enchantress. I'd say okay against Mars, though I'm fairly certain I've seen Mars outlane PL just with a lot of W spam.
This is going to be a good lane from Liquid just because you have range plus Mars, and the
10
early
seconds
damage
remaining.
can annoy a PL. Obviously, in the game, then it's, PL's free reign. If he ever gets
5
to,
seconds
Manta Diffusal +1, it's going to be just the PL show.
Tiny does all right against Phantom Lancer until the game gets too late. Once you have the third item, Scotty or Heart, suddenly the illusions don't get cleaved down so easily. Tiny gets out of mana real quick, and you just stand there and slowly get whittled down.
I think NIGMA has to ban, they've already banned the Leshrac, of course, because of PL. They have to ban most likely Ember. I feel if Liquid is able to get some high tempo style of anti-illusion,
Yeah,
10
I like
seconds
Pugna.
remaining.
I really like that Liquid banned Timber. There's no real shot. You can't pick it
5
yourself, and
seconds
it's actually
remaining.
really scary when you've already committed to 2 melee cores.
Okay, ban out anti-mage, okay. So yeah, right now, NIGMA, they just need the annoying mind control hero that has kind of some noise in the game.
Profit.
Don't they need something more sturdy?
I feel like
Yes and no. The thing is, you can build NP that way, and I'd be really concerned about Liquid dealing with a ton of pressure. I really think that
10
is.
seconds
my fear is simply it sets up for Liquid's teamfight draft too well, where Fury naturally wants to pressure objective, and then suddenly, the big combo spells come in, it gives away the kills.
That's the whole point, though. You play away from team fights. You press your advantage. You split the
Yeah,
map, and
that
you
can
get your
happen.
PL and your Nature's Profit huge. You can. It's one or the other for Enigma. You can also just go for something to provide more 5-on-5 power, but I just don't think that's the way you want to play this game. You already have a Puck and PL, very mobile, very elusive.
Center
Yeah.
is?
Center doesn't always feel great into Mars because you're a hero playing around movement, and obviously Mars with Arena, you can't move out of that. But yeah, it's a very strong laner. Once again, it's going to be independent this time, like we saw in game 2. You know, mind control, he's playing Timbersaw. You leave him on an island, suddenly it unlocks GH to make plays on the map. You're checking out the stacks. You're playing into your safe and playing into mid. So I like the idea from NIGMA for sure. It is going to be a lot of nuisance on the map, trying to shut down PL, but you can't stop the Sentinel from farming, and you're losing tout. Yeah, I like this.
So what's good for Liquid? We still have a Jug or a Slark in the pool, but they end up going for the Jug. Yeah.
Now select your heroes.
Yeah, you're going to go for the... I think that before the changes to your Shard and the talents, Jug against PL wasn't really that great, but now you can go for this Blade Flurry build.
You spin him down, yeah.
Exactly. You get the Maelstrom procs throughout the spin.
Brian's a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Big fan.
It's the only hero you have.
Oh, hey,
really.
look at that. Nice little 5 Pugner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to feel great playing into an inch? Not really. But you're going to play at 5 Pugner to unlock your draft. Yeah, I like that.
Really nice against Jug. Like, Kuro's the man to watch this match because you have that ability to completely negate the Omni Slash, the damage from Mars throughout his ultimate. You can do a lot of work. Plus the Nether Ward, you know, one of the highest rated abilities in ability draft for a reason. It is a perfect kit to play on your 5 here.
Yeah. Is it enough? Is it going to win him the game?
I think the lack of... I think NIGMA will be winning this game just because Liquid has the lack of cheap lockdown to prevent a mid to late game puck and PL combo just running throughout the entire game and just being ever so strong. So it just feels Liquid is always looking to try and win the game early. Oh, sorry. No, wait. NIGMA's trying to look the game early, but this time they don't need to. They can just scale beautifully. So they kind of changed up their script going into game 3, unlike what they tried doing in game 1 and 2. So
it really, I think, depends on who comes out of the lanes. Juggernaut should have an incredible time up top. And I believe if Mickey has a phenomenal game, he will just be able to carry this pretty much all by himself. I think it's the closest draft of the series so far.
Okay, well, I am very happy to hear that. That means we're in for a good one here for the third and exciting game. Hear more about this game from Cat and Fog.
That's right. These two teams matched up against each other last season. Early on, actually in week 1, they went to a game 3. Liquid took game 1, but NIGMA ended up taking the series. Is history going to repeat itself? We'll have to see as we're going to jump inside the game. Fogged. What do you think? Is this going to be a NIGMA victory? Are they going to do it again to Liquid?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
definitely looks good for the puck. Definitely looks quite nice for the PL as well. I definitely do like their draft. I think Liquid, you know, they have to have some type of sheer confidence in the Warlock, picking it 3 times in a row for Insania. But they're gonna go for it.
5-man stacked up Liquid. They really like doing this last patch when the early nighttime change occurred. They just were one of the first teams to just start 5-manning around the map in Europe, and they're going to continue to do so here. NIGMA, of course, wise to their tricks, going to just hold a defensive 5-man themselves, or 4-man rather.
Yep. I actually I like to see the 5-mans whenever there's a jug. I actually thought we'd see like the punch back with GH because they have tag team and all that, but they're actually afraid. You know, tag team, when you're playing into that spin, it can just be completely negated. So it's actually good that NIGMA, I feel like, just take the more passive approach.
Still going to get 2 apiece? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you make of the 5-position Pugna for Kuro? We've got a 4-position Enchantress for Taiga.
I like 5-position Pugna. I think it's something that's actually a bit underrated. I think Netherward is an ability that people just always sleep on. It scales incredibly well. A lot of times in these team fights, you know, you're going to see heroes probably a little bit limited on mana, and that's going to be because of this Netherward in a lot of situations. And he's got good save. Again, I actually see Liquid having, you know, T-Governor was actually the one who kind of like brought the idea of like how it works in my head too a couple of times of when Liquid commits, they kind of have to really commit on their fights, while I feel like NIGMA can actually just like poke and reset and like take these long duration fights a lot better. And Liquid has to have some explosive initiations.
Well, Taiga, we saw the double sentry placed by Kuro to be able to block out the hard camps. And he actually just went impetus and is pressuring the high armor agility hero of the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, looks good. This is a good lane. I like this Mars and this Enchantress versus PL. ILTW will get slowed down a little bit here. So that's exactly what you want to be doing. And on the other side, Jug, I don't think Mick is going to get slowed down almost at all. Centaur does have a bit of a base damage advantage, but Jug's animation's just gorgeous, and he's got a Warlock behind him to boot. So that's definitely promising for Liquid just off of the lanings.
Sorry, I paused there earlier. So Taiga did plant his own sentry, right, and found Kuro's sentry. And then I'm presuming he's going to deny this in time for the 2-minute ward. I assume so anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
okay. He just hits the level 2 as well, so yeah, he can take it out. I love that you can do this now, honestly. Just being able to kill your own wards. Even teammates being able to kill your wards, I think it's actually quite huge. They're pinging it right away. Kuroki's probably like, ILTW or me actually have to go block this hard camp, so I think he's probably telling ILTW try for it, but they can't actually. Foxy as well, just blocking off the area, so hard camp is available. Taiga is going to be real happy, and he's blessed.
Nice. See, like that. All 3 of those creeps are great to use. You know, you get the Satyr, you throw around the bombs, you get the mana stealer, and he's actually going to farm the camp for the extra creep waves here. Boxy pulling this all the way back, a double creep wave, and is actually going to try and deny half of the creep wave here, while Taiga will address Kuro's presence. That's really nice. It's going to mean that ILTW does get some more secure farm, but he's still dealing with the Satyr, so it's still a little annoying for him. The blast coming through and harassing him, but he will get some guaranteed last just because of the way that lane will now stabilize in a moment. But Boxy, if he keeps this wave here, he's going to be able to deny an entire another wave. No, the range creep left. Oh, what?
I see this happen so much lately. Dude, the range creep just goes to the tower. He had it on him.
Well, I mean, that's disastrous,
so
right?
Impactful.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal. I've seen this happen now with range creep so often where they're aggroing neutral camps and towers when you wouldn't think so. And okay, lane's going to push now into ILTW's favor. So some fortunate stuff for NIGMA and some unfortunate stuff for Boxy a little bit here.
Yeah, and we saw also Kuro and Taiga continue to have a battle. Century for century once again. Taiga still keeping the camp open, but Kuro did manage to body block it. So there's a ton of mind games going on in this top lane, and I love to see this sort of thing because it goes to show you clearly understand how the enemy team wants to be able to play their lane, and you're coming up with ideas on how to contradict that. And and then in turn they try and counter your counter, and it's just a fun little back and forth.
I love when I see just clever little things to just like win you lanes. I remember there was like a time when the people were picking like the 4/5 tinies, and they would like start tri lane in their safe lane, and they just like they do the pull, and then the tiny just sits there, and it's like if you come interfere with the pull, you're getting tossed under tower and you just die. Like these kind of like tricky little things just to ensure that pulls are not getting used.
Long shard
again.
There's just a little gap to get through there, and doesn't even miss the range creep with the avalanche. He takes that last hit.
Doesn't get a bottle refill though. They did not check the room for him, so GH will be able to grab one, Miracle grab the other, and Koifa, he's sad. Empty bottle, still has good mana though.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like this has happened maybe all 3 games now, where Koifa's left. He's an island here. He's getting no assistance.
Especially with what we see his bottom.
Okay, never mind. He's good. He has a healing ward. Mind control actually take a lot of damage from this bit from the Warlock.
Nice little Vanguard going to be coming up from mind control, of course. The best item you can get on most of these strength offlaners now.
Koifa's really feeling that empty bottle now. And Miracle knows it too. Pressure him underneath this tower. Koifa approaches, avalanches, pulls the creep wave back. Miracle. If he lands both his nukes, Koifa would get kind of low, but probably not enough to risk anything here.
He loses his courier to the tower, and those are his boots, so maybe not.
Oh no!
Attention, so that's a little crippling there for Miracle, and Koifa has boots himself, so he'll be a little bit speedier in all these occasions now versus his puck for the next minute or so. That's a whoopsie.
Yeah, not great. Kuro had to TP out because he was caught by Taiga's Hellbears, so he's going to be out of the lane for a bit. How's the Centaur lane? We haven't actually watched it too much with all the shenanigans going up at top, but 21-0 for the Centaur, so he's actually doing okay. Him and the Phantom Lancer are not doing the best, but...
Yeah, he got left alone, right? GH went to go check the ruins, so that's going to happen. Mind control gets left for a second. You can't lane nearly as well. This time, though, they are checking ruins.
They are. Taiga, he is going to to be the victim of checking said room. Surely, maybe not. Okay, yes, he is. They check.
Give it to Miracle.
Yeah. They check with 1 support. NIGMA checks with 2.
Yeah. And Kuro, I mean, that's some patience, right? Kuro literally just waiting there. He could have lasted him. He's just like, all right, give it a Miracle. And then GH comes in. He's like, no. I'm securing this kill.
Tied him up with the neutrals. Always a good play, the Fatal Bonds, but an easy camp is a little bit less. You get him on a hard camp or something, that is a lot of damage that can come in. Boxy. So you have... He's got a Soul Ring and a Mango, so his mana is deceptively low right now. He actually does have enough for a combo, and he's really wants to keep the pressure on ILTW.
He's just dancing around. They're putting so much pressure on the tower. The Medallion Centaur with 13 armor just tanking up for this tower to take out the majority of it. It's probably going to die to this wave, and they're going to get Kuroki.
Yeah, you're right. This is crazy. And GH is here now. The tower is still going to be taking more damage. Miracle's going to join in here, and Boxy's going to throw down the arena, tries to get to the other side of the wall, and he does. But the coil's going to be finally expended to be able to get the kill. Looks like they may still lose it based off, lose the tower based off the siege wagon, but we'll have to see. Once again, the Vanguard coming into play for the Centaur, allowing him to survive solo.
Yep. That's a cool play. I love it. With the Medallion, with the Enchantress, like this creep is so unbelievably tanky. They can just set up to push the tower. It does get denied. Will be taken away from the side of Liquid, as they will look to pressure bottom anyway. My control, he's alone. They're going to look to hurt him a little, but he's got Vanguard and he's got every spell.
The other side of things, here comes Koifa.
Nice wrap.
Very good wrap, and they'll continue to keep damage on the tower now that the core is gone out of lane. That damage is not quite enough. Taiga will survive. This is why, okay, so 4 Enchantress is on my list to try out this patch, because I think we saw Taiga use it before, and it looks so good with Solar Crest. You're just insanely tanky.
Yeah, and like any attention that you get, if you build Hood after Solar Crest, then it's just like attention will be drawn to you at some point, and you will probably just eat spells and not die. So great build up, and as you said, bottom with that catapult wave still alive, they just get the tower fully. Vic getting surrounded here though. Waiting for an opportunity. He has coil in 2.
Can they kill him? Can they throw all their nukes? They basically have to engage with the stun here before the silence wears out. He's not able to get off the spin. Nicely played. Spin goes off the last second. The magic damage has already been done. Avalanche over the top is going to be able to land on a couple here. The Fatal Bonds is just between Mind Control and Miracle here, and they're running out of damage with Koifa. Haven't already used the Avalanche. They're just going to have to leave Insania behind. Miracle, great patience by him that nets them 2 kills.
And Kuroki, what the? Okay, I guess the bottle was still able to be refilled. He refills Miracle's bottle as he TPs mid 2. Looks like he didn't have the time. He does, and they do slow down a little bit of that Liquid pressure. Liquid still quite dominantly in the lead, as they did do so well in the lane, especially versus ILTW. But that's a big hit.
It does feel like we have these first 2 games, and we're being able to see these 2 teams and how they play this patch on the other side of the equation, right? NIGMA this time, they've got the later game lineup with the Phantom Lancer. Liquid, they're the ones who have to take these early towers and try and pressure.
And make sure they don't give up too many kills early on, especially with Boxy. Like this setup, this ward that Kuroki just placed down, it's going to net them a quick kill here onto this Mars.
Yeah. Oh, they used all their stuns.
Just kidding.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And he didn't even TP base.
Yeah.
He just TP'd to the tower mid, so he's actually going to be able to show up to the fight. Bit of a mistake there coming out from NIGMA using all that lockdown without coil. Miracle was, I think, like 5 seconds till he did have that available. All right, that's pretty nice.
I'm so impressed by players who are able to have the wherewithal to be able to read the situation. I'm like, oh, hey, they don't have any stuns, and oh, also, I'm not panic TPing back to base. I'm also just gonna, TP out to one of the other lanes, or TP to a tier 2 or something.
Yeah, crazy conscious decision by Boxy. He's around mid for this smoke, looking to grab Kuroki. They have a catapult here, so they want to try to pressure onto the tower a little bit.
Taiga's
actually going to swing.
Radiant's top tower is
using his Centaur again. They're going to go on to Insania here. He's spotted up on the high ground. He'll probably be first down, but he may still be able to catch him. He's like, oh, the toss. Okay, the spear was still enough. He ended up going over the arena walls. And it was a big concern that they were going to miss out on that kill because of that awkward dyssynergy that they have. But nuke damage was enough.
I love seeing that interaction. I love the earth spikes into the spears flying over the walls and whatnot. Quite the blink reveal coming into play right there.
Yeah.
Quick catch, and that's why they picked this Tiny this game versus the puck, that instant disable that you can get, that instant burst. Always going to be a factor that Miracle needs to watch out for. As actually, this was kind of cool. This is very smart, but they just are passing between the Ocean Heart, between each other in the river.
Oh, okay. So, you know, Koifa, he's got enough mana now for his combo, so maybe he gives it off to somebody else at some point. That's funny.
Yeah, him and Boxy were kind of just like trading it around in the river until they had enough mana for combos when they were chasing.
Yeah, there are certain offlaners that love that mask, and Mars is certainly one of them.
Yeah. And PL, as we said, you know, NIGMA, it's going to be time before ILTW feels comfortable to join in. Maybe even not in with the first item. Maybe we'll take that second item. So NIGMA needs to weather the storm. They need to just make sure that they don't lose this mid tower in particular, since they've lost those other towers so early on, versus this pressure that's going to be coming on from Liquid soon with this blink from Koikfa. And speaking of Koikfa too, he's got a haste rune. Hopefully can still look to make these active plays around the vision, as he's just stalking GH right now. But so GH also watching him.
The way I view the this matchup of Juggernaut Phantom Lancer, I feel like it's better for the Phantom Lancer than he used to be, because isn't both the Shard and the Aghanim Scepter like really favorable for you against PL?
Yeah, absolutely, but also Mickey can go for Battle Fury, since it's like Maelstrom is still super valuable, but the fact that he can go for Battle Fury and it's like even more value versus PL might be pretty decent for Mickey. He's just got that just straight up raw physical, and he will have Soldier super early on from Taiga.
To try and take down my control, still not enough. They do have the Fatal Bond time here with the Golem out to see if they can finish him off. The Omni Slash sticking on to Miracle with a spin as well. No phase shift, but he does get a little bit of bumper in health. He jumps away just in time. The Fatal Bonds is still dishing out some damage, but it's not enough to get a kill anywhere until they kill the Tusk at least. Oh, Koifa with a swing, managed to catch Miracle still. ILTW did show up to the fight, and they killed Boxy on the side. He attempted to TP away under tower, but it's still a win for Liquid.
Yeah, they need to turn this into tower. NIGMA, they really want to try to hold on to this one.
They just keep going.
Give up some more kills.
The alley-oop sends him over to Kuro. Kuro tries to keep himself alive with the drain, but eventually the suck runs out, and Taiga, he gives away the Solar Crest, and he kind of needs that extra armor right now. NIGMA do hold their tier 1 tower, though.
They do. And ILTW, as you said, he shows up with that defusal. He swings over. He's able to at least get himself a nice kill onto Boxy. Koikfa, though, man, Koikfa's so hot on the Tiny lately. 5-0-1, power runes aplenty. Great connections and combos. But yeah, tower's alive. So NIGMA, it hurts a little bit, but hey, it's all about the PL in this game, and you keep your tower alive.
Another one. As GH does manage to dodge the spear with a snowball here. The Shards can give him a little bit of extra distance as well. Miracle is here, and they've actually run the team a little bit too far. They throw down the arena to be able to keep everybody out. Can that save Koifa's life? They're going to pop the Centaur ultimate here. Stampede to try and run him down even further. Koifa, blink up in a second. He's away. Boxy, not so lucky. A spear? Oh, he actually does manage to kill, and a TP out as well. They don't have any more TP. Oh,
play by Boxy. Oh my, that might be one of the biggest highlights actually for me. Just like that ulti and just being able to turn, and he survives. That was so sick by Boxy.
The scan pinged Koifa. They know he's still here, so they have to know he's on the right-hand side, and they'll see him now. Koifa, though, he blinked away before Miracle could hit him with damage, and now the Liquid, he's got backup, so they can't do anything.
Mind control, standing there, tanking the mid tower, so his creeps stay alive a little longer, getting a push going. Mickey got Battle Fury. Pretty good timing for him. He's also got the left, but he's gonna go now.
They can burst him down. They can burst him down. They've got him. Mickey's dead.
No crowd shall cheer.
Smooth rotations from NIGMA, and Mickey not expecting that one at all. He's not even in vision or anything. It just was them walking into him in the river there with mind control face checking.
Mind Control sees an opportunity to hit this tier 1 tower a few more times to retaliate, allowing him to chip away. Liquid starts setting up. Koifa, he found the initiation on a Miracle with a spear on through. They bursted down the mid of NIGMA. Koifa, he's in trouble. He's dead. Caught by the shard and the drain. Really good area control there from NIGMA. ILTW wants to keep it going, but he's inside the arena. The real one gets speared. Boxy fights the opening, but they don't have any damage out of it. And Kuro is actually healing him up. This is troublesome for Liquid. NIGMA's looking good for this team fight. The Omni Slash bounces over. It actually sticks over the ILTW until he doppelgangers into the river. Now, Mind Control is pretty tanky, but these crits, they're chucking him down. Now they're going to go for the spin, but Mickey doesn't want to overextend himself. He actually retreats, dropped the healing ward. ILTW, who trying to deal with it with an illusion, was unable to do so, so he will back up to his side as well.
And my god, such patience. Like you said, these players just understanding like the absolute best of it. Mind Control, while he's running away there, his Stampede comes up. He doesn't even use it. Like, he's so confident he's going to survive because of the tankiness. Now they'll have it for the next move on NIGMA, and they've done a great job of just stopping the pressure from Liquid. It's now pretty much dead even. It's bouncing between less than 1k and 1k gold advantage for Liquid, but same thing for that experience, and PL is starting to get away with a lot.
And that, yeah, that, as you were kind of alluding to there, that is kind of concerning for Liquid, right? This Phantom Lancer's getting a bit bigger. Now they're going to find an opening here onto Taiga. While he's silenced, he's not able to get off that heal, so he's easily caught in Insania. He's also dead here. Though 2 pickoffs like that, perhaps even more, with the Ghost finding out Boxy. Boxy going for the TP out. The Avalanche is going to be able to cover him to get away, but it's NIGMA who take the mid tower first off of those 2 pickoffs.
And just with such sheer like vigor, right? They know the Warlock Golem is down, they know Omni Slash is down, they know the Mars Ult is down, so they just sheerly run right through everything to just go for that tower, go for any type of kills, and they'll get them, and they'll continue looking to go for this pressure play, continue to now grab some vision around this high ground that you usually can't at quite an early time. And it's 17 minutes, so some new neutral items that they can pick up. And they'll get blessed with the absolute best neutral item in the game, in my opinion.
I got your message a little bit late. You were talking about the Nether Shawl casually on Faceless Void the entire game. Yeah, this item's pretty insane.
Yeah, and a lot. If it fits the right game for it, you know, that item just can change everything. You know, Void had 25% free magic resist in the entire game that he held. He even got like tier 3 items. He kept the Nether Shawl the whole game. So
yeah,
crazy item.
They also just got Vambrace as well, so they've got 2 different options to deal with magic damage now. Oh, hey, an ensnare from the troll catches Miracle, and now an arena has caught several heroes inside. The spear doesn't actually land, hits an illusion instead. They're going to try and focus down Mind Control. 3 more seconds till a Stampede is up. Omni Slash, Snowball, they can Stampede off of this as well. There they go, running away. The Golden's going to be dropped. They do manage to still bring down Mind Control. Taiga is going to be swept up with the swarm of illusions from ILTW as he looks for the second support. This one's Insania, but he's actually got to get out of here. There's a lot of magic damage being dealt right now. He jumps to the other side of the river. The Fatal Bond on the real one. He finishes up Insania, but his life may be forward. Is a long toss over. Boxy is thrown in and finishes him off with a spear. Now they're going to catch GH as well. The Fatal Bonds shows where Kuro is, so Koifa, he takes him out as well. Okay, the toss not quite enough, but Kuro, he's unlikely to go anywhere here. Miracle, you're all alone, my friends. I don't think he can do much.
Koifa continues to just impress so much this game, this series. He just seems to always find the right target, gets the puck, Stampede comes off, he resets, waits for his Blink Dagger, gets the jump on the Stampeding Centaur that's trying to escape, gets the cleanup. And Mickey, during the entirety of it, he's just hitting the PL. He's actually cleaving down those illusions, so they're not able to actually overwhelm the fight. Great execution coming out from Liquid.
Yeah, between Limp's performance on Tiny earlier, I mean, he's a tiny god, but like now Koifa showing how strong this hero is as well. Definitely feels like Tiny is going to make a comeback this patch.
Yeah, and I at first, like, I'm still not super like fond of it in like the support role, but when I see it in this mid role, I'm definitely liking how much it can do, especially versus Puck. That instant disable, it's always going to be a big factor. I want to say that Miracle didn't have the Nether Shawl on him there. I believe he still had Faded Brooch, so he actually gets popped because he doesn't have that extra magic resist. Now he'll have it, so now it'll be a little bit tougher for Koifa to just remove Miracle from the fights. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I couldn't really click on him in time because he died so quickly.
Yeah. Of course, all that started with him denying the ward, but inside of the pit, NIGMA actually going to try and force something out of Liquid right now. Now, Taiga putting himself on the front lines. He is a tanky boy. He's got Vanguard, he's got Solar Crest, and he's got his heal going. So he can just serve. He's like a weird tank where he just kind of like walks in casually and gets a bunch of information. Stampede's going to go down. They spotted Insania. in this fight, even as they've lost their carry and are unable to hunt down Nigmas. ILTW gets out alive. It's a win for Liquid.
Holy moly. Beautiful stun from Mind Control, but doesn't matter. Liquid, they're able to hold themselves there. They did get the kill onto that Juggernaut, though, and ILTW does get away, but still some crazy fight back that Liquid somehow bringing out.
Oh, yeah, insane. Like, if he doesn't hit that stomp, then they don't kill Mickey. Very likely, I feel like they're going to lose ILTW as a result. And Liquid probably takes Roshan as well off of that. But all because of that stomp, it means Liquid don't get a ton out of that team fight.
Dire's middle tower is
And now
under
Koifa,
attack.
I mean, he just continuing to do all these impressive moves in these last fights, just the constant resets and avatars he's getting. He finds himself another Shaw 2, and he's got an Echo Saber, and he's level 16, so he is still having a phenomenal time of the shutdown Miracle in particular.
That's not the snowball you wanted. Hey, Boxy. I like that. He pump fakes it just a second there, realizing, okay, I don't want to shoot him over the cliff or anything. Let me wait until he's closer to the ground before I spear him.
This is going to start being problematic for ILTW. Like, Taiga almost has Crimson Guard. That's going to be able to block out all that illusion damage. Mika is doing a great job of cleaning it all up. Koikfa is going to be able to clean up illusions decently, too, because of this Echo Saber. Starting to feel a little hard for the PL, even though they have this great scaling. I think Liquid's starting to get some good solutions.
Stampede's going to go off. They managed to get the spear onto Miracle, but they don't have any damage because they're inside of the pit right now. The fight is pretty split. The Golem and the Arena are now down. They didn't get any kills for it, and Roshan wasn't finished up either. Liquid with an awkward initiation there, and it might have just spoiled things for them. They may be 5,000 net worth up, but they don't have a way to be able to fight just right now.
No, they may even smoke on the side of NIGMA because they have this coil available. They don't have Stampede, but they've got some great ways to catch.
Okay,
He's going to be on the front. Taiga is going to try to catch it.
Yeah, as he's going to do all game long, right? Like, he wants to be right in the middle of everybody if possible. NIGMA rotating all the way around here, and they could potentially catch him. Taiga is still going to break the smoke first here. ILTW not quite sure what to do with this Enchantress. Look at this upheaval positioning from Insania, slowing down Mind Control. GH is going to roll out of there to the right-hand side. They're going to focus on Boxy for now, but Yule Scepters and a blink is up. He's going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, Koifa stuck inside the coil by himself. Almost managed to blow up GH. Live Drain sucking him with his life away. Koifa, he is going to go down. He does have a buyback and immediately expends it, as well as GH. Chasing down the Witchblade. Now going for Boxy at half health. He will manage to retreat and reset things. NIGMA, a big 5-on-5 clash, but they both walk away. One casualty and a buyback. They are ready for another 5-on-5.
If they can catch Koikfa again, that's going to be everything. Around that Roche, she's going to be dead for such a long time. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that NIGMA is looking for here, is ILTW feeling very strong, very confident. Just doppelgangers up. Oh no! Oh, the spear! It got taken from the center. ILTW, he's still in trouble. The Fate of Box out is there. Kuro trying to heal him up as best as possible. Stamp landing out of Koikfa. Koikfa at half health, but he's going to be fine. NIGMA, they know this team fight is bad for them. ILTW, he gets tossed up. He doesn't manage to TP away. Neither does Mind Control. It was an opportunity for NIGMA to put a stamp on this game. ILTW courageously just runs up the high ground, and it's a disaster for them. Very courageously. Very bold move of him just charging in. Yeah, that was just weird. Liquid just got like the dream setup. They're able to just get the normal they like combo off. Everybody just has some great positioning. Oof.
Almost got a miracle there, but not quite. As yes, it's that fine line we always talk about, right? Right, Fogged?
Yep. If you pass the line, you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liquid gets that one handed to him, and Taiga's build is absolutely working. You know, he breaks the smokes. He's just running in the front lines. He's gonna have Crimson Guard for the next upcoming fight too. And now they've got an 8k gold lead. This Jug now gets the secondary item to counteract that PL. He's got the Maelstrom.
Looking at the way
shard, but either way, he'll probably get it if they're playing for a second range timing or something like that. Or he'll get it next.
Looking at the way that they're scaling, does this cause you to reevaluate the Phantom Lancer's ability to carry this game? Because I see this as like maybe the Juggernaut by himself can't outcarry the Phantom Lancer, but Koifa is doing a lot of AoE damage. We've now got, you know, like this Mars is pumping out. It seems like together they kind of can answer the Phantom Lancer threat, like the Crimson Guard you were talking about. There's a lot of problems for him.
Absolutely. When they have this type of gold lead, yeah, I think if the gold ever gets to like a leveled out kind of point, then it's going to start becoming a lot harder because that PL and even the rest of his heroes are going to be a lot tankier. But the fact right now that Jug can just hold his ground and he has the other two cores able to contribute and they have the Crimson Guard now and Enchantress, it's going to make IL2W's life definitely a lot harder. These illusions won't be as rampant until he has Heart. With the Mars and the Tiny, they can kill those illusions too.
Yeah. The hard timing may change things quite a lot for NIGMA. We'll have to wait and see, though. Level 20, Mickey. Going for that Aghanim Scepter next.
How's the farm going? I was checking. Okay, Kuroki's the one getting the most of it. He's just got Aetherlens and he's going for an Aghanims. So no type of ways to really buff up a front besides Medallion.
Oh, dual save just jumps in. Yeah, they're going straight forward. They said GH is a kill. That's fine enough. Oh, that's why. He was the one who bought that class team fighter. Forgot about that. So, yeah, of course Boxy's going to go for that kill. That is a killer move.
They can just snap and they can keep working on this melee Rex there. I don't think NIGMA can, they can't stop this at all. No. They gotta just watch.
Yeah.
Fortunately, be careful to not get tossed back too. Koifa can definitely find an opportunity, but
yeah. Fortunately for NIGMA, they do still have tier 2s up on the sides. So it's not like Liquid can immediately go high ground again, but at the same time, I only see Phantom Lancer farming during this time, so he's the only one.
Yeah, he's the only one getting anything, and Mickey, now he has the Mjolnir, so even better solution versus all those PL illusions. It's starting to look very difficult for ILTW to carry this team on his back by himself. He needs the help from his other two cores, but his other two cores, they've been getting addressed. Miracle always getting gone on, Mind Control below the Enchantress now in net worth too. They're definitely struggling.
And Taiga preemptively pops the heal, and he face checks it, and he's right. He can survive through this with a spear. It lands. ILTW with an Omni Slash on him as well. A 1-2 punch that takes out the carry of NIGMA. They're going to hunt for more. Koifa tosses Kuro up in the air. They still have some buybacks left on the side of NIGMA, but it potentially is a last stand for them here. Oh, look at Mind Control.
I need to start cutting creep waves.
Yeah.
They're gonna end the game before our PL is ever in a position to actually play a little bit better now. So he'll buy some time, perhaps.
This is a great play. If they cut both of these waves, top and middle, then they will save the Phantom Lancer's buyback as long as they don't get caught here. Oh, no.
There's two creeps that made it.
Two creeps.
They survived.
And
they used them.
Boxy? I'm not sure if he has enough damage by himself. He'll do a lot to Miracle for sure, and it'll keep him busy for a while, but eventually he's going to be able to phase shift to Blink. Let's see if Boxy can keep pace. No, he's not even going to try. He's like, all right, I did my job. My team is hitting the mid lane. There's no cores there. There's nobody at home right now. The door has been kicked in. Mickey is raiding the entire living room right now.
And Koifa continues to just chase Mind Control around, be annoying, just combo him every time he does show himself. And yeah, they'll likely finish this one up, but PL is respawning.
Yeah.
See?
Kind of deep fuel sensor. They can catch him with the green again. They will. ILTW just TP'd in and may just get 100 to 0. The snowball actually got him out of the arena. What a save from GH. Does that keep him alive? It does. ILTW will be allowed to reset and heal. That's not the end of the game just yet, but it was damn near close to it.
My God, honestly, Boxy is just... between him and Koifa, I actually don't know who's the MVP of this game right now. They're both just having such incredible individual performances. But Boxy, he's been the one to catch this PL time and time again. And I think him buying the shard is actually really cool. I think this burn and this extra slow that works for his PL is actually quite nice, being able to catch two heroes too. It's working out great.
A big problem with Phantom Lancer, right, is he's got so many illusions. Sometimes they tank the spear. 2 targets means a better chance of being able to hit the real Phantom Lancer. And yeah, I mean, ILTW, to be honest, in TPing in that aggressively, I feel like that can't be your play. But GH's snowball was very cute and got ILTW away to safety there.
I feel like he's thinking that he's just a lot more like elusive than he really is versus this Tiny and this Mars. Liquid have kind of just put a stop to that over and over again. Like, these two are just Yeah, really having such a good game for themselves, and they're level. Boxy's level 20. He's actually higher level than Koi.
Is under attack.
Yeah, seriously. And now he's got the extra spear stun duration, so
Is under attack. Radiant's
watch out for that one.
Dire's bottom tower.
All right.
That massive heal.
Dire's bottom tower.
All the creeps are going to be maxed up. They're all trucking real fast, too. Drops a bottle as he pops the double damage. He says, thank you very much, Koif. I'm going to use this DB for us to be able to take the tier 3. The spear comes out, going out of GH. He's dead with no buyback. 40 seconds on the clock for him. As Liquid continue their assaults. And yeah, Taiga, he's like, don't worry, guys, I'll deal with the Nether Ward. Decrepifying makes things a little bit harder for him.
It's just so hard for the PL to do anything with all these. Toss back!
They caught the real one. Yule Scepter, can they get the spear? They do. Does Koif have the damage behind it? No, they call for a reset. They say, get out of here, guys. It's time to go. We've lost our carry in Mickey. Let's not push this too far. They may try and go back in, though. The arena, they're going to be able to catch him. Boxy, you're insane. He goes in, tries to take out Kuro, and he does. Maybe they can catch Miracle as well with a toss up in the air. Almost managed to get him. ILTW stuck inside the shard. G8.